Here we are. We're going to camp a little different this year. We just got our trailer. Robin wanted AC. I did get a bigger tent. We're going to set up a huge tent.
So I can put my tent right over here? We're in place 101.
Oh, that's actually a semi overview. But do 4 things. Each one. So step 1 is we lay the tent out flat. So then you take and stake down the corners. Each corner, stretch it tight. And once you've staked down all 4 corners, then you go in and stake down the stakes in between. Having fun watching me work?
I told you I'd help, but you said you'd just like to do it.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Okay.
So now we've got to get our tent poles all extended and ready. So they've got 2 long poles, 1 medium pole that's indicated with white tape, one of these, and then some poles that are used for the screen part. So this feels like this is definitely a long pole. So I in the meantime, I'm going to take all these poles and we're going to stick them together like this, and I'll be right back to you. Okay, so we got our fiberglass poles extended. We got 2 that are the diagonals that go across from one corner of each tent. We got 1 center pole that goes across the main roof, and then we got 1 shorter pole that is to hold up the screen tent. And then we have 8 metal poles, which we'll find out what those are for later. And man, it is hot out here. We're about 100 degrees, and who knows what the humidity is.
Ask Siri.
Ask Siri, what's the humidity, Robin?
What's the temperature?
It's about 95 degrees outside. Hot.
Hot.
Let's see.
She's gonna say that. What's the humidity?
The humidity index is currently 48%.
That's not bad.
But it feels that
It feels bad. What's the heat index?
What is the heat index?
The perceived temperature is 105 degrees.
Oh, that's nothing. Basically, this is supposed to be done with 2 adults. I'm going to try to do it myself.
Okay.
The D-ring goes up alongside of the high end of the pole. You stick it in the corner, supposedly. Now the other side went fine. Oh, you know what? These pipes have one side that's got more space than the other. So this has got to go for this fiberglass pipe. And the bigger opening has to go for the metal pipe. Now, I'll bring it up. This may or may not be doable, but it's 1 person, but we'll see. Now come down here, Robin. See these little pins? I was like, what are these pins for?
I don't, but I'm trying.
Right
Hi,
here.
baby.
Over here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So you stick the pin into it.
Okay.
The pin, that's how that stays up.
Okay.
It seems kind of hokey, but it seems to be working.
Baby.
All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and see if I can put the rest of these pipes in by myself, just 1 person.
Okay.
Yeah, that went together really, really easy. So as soon as I'm going to put these little clips around, I'm probably going to take a break and we'll come back in a little bit. I had bought one of these cans as well of the silicone water guard, 50% more. This was at Walmart. Don't know, we got some storms coming, so we want to make sure we're prepared. But I had only picked up 1 can. 1 can was able to cover all the sides of the tent, but I was not able to really spray. It was pushing it. You probably really want to get 2 cans for this size of a tent, just to make sure you're not at the very edge. So 13 ounces is not enough for a 12-person tent. I would say 20 ounces minimum. It's fairly comfortable over there where Robin's at. She's very comfortable. I'm not miserable over here, but it's definitely not as cool. We brought 1 more box fan from the house. When Britton came up, she brought a box fan. But anyway, it's better than last year, so that's where we're at so far. Yeah, that's fine.
There we go.
It takes about 5 minutes to fill these, if that. Okay, now I got my pontoons all filled up. So as you see here, the valve is closed. See, if I push it, lets air out. So the valve is closed, and that's how you're supposed to do it, but the electric pump is just too weak. So with the valve closed, now I can keep it closed, and I can use this pump to finish it off. And that way the valve closes after each pump, and then the air won't come out. So as you can see, when you do it that way, you got it topped off. This one's really squishy, because that's as good as when you do the electric pump, that's as good as it can do. And just be aware, this is the, I'm not sure the brand, but they call it the Wilderness Series. I think it's the same company that makes the Colorado Series. We got it at it was $3.99 at Costco. We got it for $2.50 because I guess they're closing out. But with this particular series, if you got more than one pontoon, it's easy to keep track of which one goes to which boat. They do have a serial number on the pontoon. You will just match the serial numbers together. So each pontoon will have matching numbers. All right, then just lay your boat pieces out in order on the ground. After that, you don't need to match anything up once you match your pontoons. Figure if you got 2 of these guys and you actually park at the dock and you build them, figure an hour. 30 minutes if you just got one, hour if you got both. All right, so here's my 2-day review of the Yeti Hopper 30. Now I did buy it from Amazon, but I bought it from Yeti Authorized on Amazon, and I contacted Yeti in advance, and they said Yeti Authorized is the only one authorized to sell Yeti on Amazon. So this should not be a copycat. It should be the real thing, because I bought it from a legitimate source on Amazon, based on what Yeti told me. All right, so this is after 24 hours of having this Yeti used in a real world test. Not overly impressed, although a regular cooler might have done worse. So as you can see, now we've been putting stuff in it as we've drank it. So hot stuff has been going back in as we drink. And this is the only ice left after 24 hours being full of ice. So in normal use, you're not going to get, 2 days worth of ice. Those tests are performed with nothing but ice in the cooler, sitting there undisturbed, unopened for 2 days. You're going to be opening this and shutting this. So under normal circumstances, the water is still very cold. The drinks are still really nice and cold, but there is no really ice. So I would say it will keep your drinks cold. You can continue adding drinks to it. Normal open and shut use, a safe 24 hours. I would not say 48. So that is my review on the Yeti. Overall, I do like it. I do think for most people, however, the 20 would be a better option, because when this bag has got everything in it, it's heavy. And if you don't fill it completely full with either liquids or ice, it's going to be less efficient because you've got all that empty space. Just like a refrigerator, I would assume. Well, I'm assuming it would be less efficient. Just like a refrigerator, if you have nothing in it, you leave it running, it's going to use a lot more energy than if you actually have stuff in it. So I would assume that would apply with coolers as well, and the ice would melt faster. So something to keep in mind when you buy your Yeti. Not sure, however, its value for $300, considering really you're only going to get about a day's worth of cold drinks out of it. We're going to go in here and look at the Intex air mattress that we purchased. We have not aired it up since night number 1. It's still got quite a bit of air. It does sag a little bit. I mean, let's face it, the thing is 24 inches tall. So you know how much air you have to lose before you'd hit the ground on this thing? It's got a switch on it. You can throw it on in the middle of the night if you need to. We have not yet. Honestly, the first night was a little too firm. So we just let it. We weren't going to fill it. Last night was better. It was a little softer on my back because it had lost some air. So all in all, though, you're definitely going to get through a night in this mattress without putting air in it. That is for sure. I don't think you need to worry about a Never Flat or any of that crap. People buy the Never Flats because air mattresses generally suck. And you're like, oh my gosh, I got to get something that's going to pump air in it all night long so I'm not laying on the floor. Those things are like $150 even on Amazon, and if you read the reviews, they'll tear at the seams and everything like that. And I'm sorry, the Never Flat pump can't keep up with a big giant ripped seam. So I was like, I don't want to spend $150, $200 on something that could be a piece of junk.
I want something, if it's only going to last 5 or 6 times, that I don't care so much about it. It seems quite adequate. All in all, this Intex queen mattress we bought from Walmart for $79 seems to be a good purchase. Alright, so another review. I just grabbed this at Walmart. It's not very good. But I guess it's better than nothing. It uses 3 AA batteries, and it was like $7.99 at Walmart. It's an Ozark Trail LED lantern. You'll see them. These little LED things, the Ozark Trail stuff Walmart has. This is what it looks like in here. And this is pretty realistic to the lighting in here. What you see is really about how bright it is in here. So I guess it's better than nothing. But that's as bright as that little $7.99. So if you're looking for an LED lantern and you want more brightness, don't waste your money on the $7.99 ones, because that is all we're going to get. And it's not even pitch black outside yet. It's kind of like a night light. Think of it like a camping night light. That's about all it will be. Wow, it's coming in fast. Okay, we're getting sandblasted. It's rough. That's painful. It's ripping the flesh from my skin.
On the verge of having a panic attack.
We'll be okay.
You need some bandage?
Christian is here. We'll be okay.
Dude, this is going all over my Instagram. Oh, this is insane.
This is an exclusive review of the Lake Red Rock restrooms.
Category 4, hurricane.
What is your opinion? Do you feel safe in this?
Safe and warm. Safe and warm.
And that one was completely turned around and pushed up against there. All the guys had to turn it around.
Robin, why don't you tell us about our day?
Storms, boats, capsizing.
It was kind of a disaster.
Is that a word? Capsizing?
Yeah,
Or capsizing?
capsizing.
Oh. So it didn't capsize, but it was sinking.
Yeah, it was sinking.
Yeah.